Hi everyone, it's Gene Calderon here, still going on with our December teachings and devotions, today being December 3rd, and just wanted to share with you another key aspect that we think about when we're talking about Christmas. Again, I'm in a different setting right now. It's been a very, very busy time for me, but I just want to stay on track about what we're talking about, and that is the reason for the season, why we're celebrating Christmas, why it's such a big deal to us. And one of the things that we look at about when we're talking about Christmas is the idea of the Messianic prophecies. Now, prophecy is one of the most powerful proofs that the biblical text has actually divine origins. And when we think about something like the book of Daniel in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew scriptures of our Bible, it makes a strong point because in the middle of the 6th century, during the Babylonian captivity where the Jewish people were, God reveals his present and eternal purposes for Israel and for the world. And even more, the book of Daniel looks forward. It actually is looking forward to something that is about to happen, and that is the coming of the Messiah. Now, ever since Christ is the fulfillment of the law and the prophets, which is their way of saying the entire Old Testament, we shouldn't be surprised to find out that the prophecies about Christ actually outnumber all of the other prophecies that we could possibly read about. Many of those prophecies would have been impossible for Jesus to just make happen in order to make his life look like he's fulfilling them, or to pull the wool over anybody's eyes about fulfilling them and trying to pretend that he's just somebody. It would have been impossible for him to do that. And I'm talking about prophecies like being a descendant of David. I mean, no one could choose what line of family they're going to come through, but we read about that in the book of Jeremiah. Or nobody chooses the place of their birth, where like Jesus being born in Bethlehem, we read about that in Micah. Or about his crucifixion. Nobody knows how they're going to die or can set that up, but we read about that in Isaiah chapter 53. The piercings of his hands and feet, Psalm 22. Soldiers gambling for his garments, again, Psalm 22. The piercing of his side, that's in Zechariah 12. And the fact that none of his bones would be broken, that's Psalm 34. And also the fact that he would be buried with the rich, that is in Isaiah 53. Now, maybe the most loved of these prophecies is the one that was written 800 years before his birth, where it says in Isaiah 9, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace." Only the Messiah, born of a virgin, could have met these kind of prophecies. And over again, I think it's these messianic prophecies that are the key to unlocking the hearts of many of those who are still being skeptical. So think about these things. How is it that one man in all of history was able to put together all of these prophecies in such a way and be born on the time that it was actually prophesied for him, in the place, by the parents, all these different things? And that's another thing to think about when we're talking about Christmas. This is why we celebrate something miraculous, something awesome, something that God himself decided to be born as a man so that he could die in our place. Celebrate Christmas. Hope to hear from you. Ask any questions, any comments, but look us up. Gene Calderon here, Ratio Christi at Purdue University Northwest, or all throughout Indiana. I'm just looking to serve. God bless.